Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about irregular subjunctive verb forms. So the verb forms in subjunctive that are irregular, they don't follow that pattern. So do you remember our dishes acronym from our unit on commands, right? With dar, ir, ser, haber, estar, saber. So that acronym comes in handy because you'll notice those exact same verbs are irregular in the exact same way in the subjunctive. So the subjunctive and the commands really are pretty similar in a lot of ways in how they're formed. So if you can remember one, it helps to remember the other. So dar is to give. The I in dishes is ir, to go. The S is ser, to be. The H, haber, there is or there are. E, estar, to be. S, saber, to know. So dishes. So if you can remember those verbs, they get pretty irregular. So in the subjunctive, dar becomes de, des, de, demos, des, den. And we've got the accent on this E and that E. Ir becomes vaya, vayas, vaya, vayamos, vayais, vayan. Ser becomes sea, seas, sea, seamos, seais, sean. Haber becomes haya, hayas, haya, hayamos, hayais, hayan. Estar becomes esté, estés, esté, estemos, estéis, estén. And saber becomes sepa, sepas, sepa, sepamos, sepáis, sepan. So there are a couple of rules to keep in mind with some other tricky subjunctive stem changers. So verbs ending in AR and ER have the same stem changes as in the present indicative. So E to IE, if it's cerrar, present tense would be cierro, I close. But when it becomes a subjunctive, I want that you close the store or something, it becomes que cierres. So that if it changes stem in the present tense, it's going to change its stem in the subjunctive. O to UE, so those shoe verbs basically, they're gonna change form in the subjunctive also. So O to UE, volver becomes que vuelva. IR stem changers follow their pattern in the present tense as well. So E to IE or I, so divertirse, que se diviertan. That's a shoe verb. It changes to E to IE in the subjunctive as well. O to UE, dormir, becomes que duerma. Flip-flop verbs also keep their pattern of stem changes in the third person form. So E to I, like pedir. If you'll remember those flip-flop verbs in the preterite, it's pedi, pediste, pidió, pedimos, pedistes, pidieron. So it keeps that same kind of stem change. So pedir in subjunctive becomes que pida in third person form. So those are just some tricky little things to remember with stem changers in the irregular subjunctive form.